Hey now, we are back for another video. My nose is a little red. I just ran in from Walgreens because I was on a mission to get some Purex pods for my jar that holds my laundry pods. I'm obsessed with laundry pods. Don't judge me. Alright, so we are on here today because I have been sharing with one of my good friends, and I share it often, like in my conversation, and I said let me come share it with you all. And I want to share with you today something that I have created, that I make sure that I do, that I block time off to do. And because it's a new year, maybe you're looking for something that, you know, maybe you struggle in this area and you need to put a system in place. And so today I just wanted to stop by to talk about administrative days. Yeah, I know it sounds like an administrative day, but yes, there's an administrative day. I have a certain day of the week that I sit down and I block time off to take care of mail. I call it the mail monster. All paperwork, websites, unsubscribing to websites, making sure that things are in place, making sure that all accounts are succinct, making sure that this is where it needs to be, and just actually like taking that time to think about what needs to be done, what makes sense for just your overall lifestyle. An administrative day, it's a block, and I call it a day because it's usually for me a certain day of the week, and it usually takes anywhere from 2 to 4 hours. And that may seem like that's a long time, but it helps me do what I need to do. There's a focus. I have a little timer clock. I make sure that I was like, hey, everybody, just know that this is my time to do what I needed to do, that I need to do. And I wanted to share that with you today because it's super important. And because I have done it, I usually don't, this is what happened. I used to let the mail come in, and then you're just like, oh, the mail's in and it's nothing important. Or it's sitting there and you didn't take care of it. And then when something comes up, you didn't take care of it. And then next thing you know, it gives you this major anxiety because you didn't handle it when you were supposed to handle it, or you don't know where this thing is. That will drive you crazy. And we just had this conversation this week. Like if you don't, you won't be able to conquer what you won't confront. So you have to confront all of it. You have to take care of this. You have to take care of that. You gotta make sure you stay on top of, whatever it is that's in front of you, you have to take care of it. And so this is why it's super important to have administration days, because the administration days just gives you days to like think this thing out. What makes sense? What do I need to pull back? What do I need to take away? Where do I need to put money at here? Just look at it, because you're going to take this day. Hopefully you get a day a week and you're able to stay on top of everything. I know it's super hard when you have younger kids in school, because you're like, are you kidding me? I have to make sure that this is taken care of. Homework, PTAs and all that good stuff. But all of those things you can put in your administration day. And then your administration day actually needs to be carved out with you in mind, to make sure that you take care of yourself. And that is making sure that because there's this reward system that you have that helps with your self-esteem and who you are. When you take care of things, you're responsible, and then it just gives you this feeling of reward with whatever dopamine, serotonin that is attached to it. But I feel all of the time when I take care of certain things, I'm like, I took care of that. I'll give you for instance, the other day, I haven't had any book sales in a while, right? I had a book that came out in 2018, but every now and then I get these little single orders that come in. And during the season, someone reached out to me and said, hey, I know I can get your book off of Amazon, but I would like if you can send me a book to a certain person so you can write it out to that person. And so I had some books on, on me, and I made sure. Now it was some days that was going by and I was like, I gotta get this in the mail. And then my administrative day, I was like, this needs to be done. This needs to go in the mail. I need to write this out. This needs to be done. And this, I need to put this in the mail. So with certain things that I put in the mail. And when I did it, I felt so good. And I was like, that is taken care of. It's that reward system within yourself that says, hey, I took care of what I was supposed to. Not that nagging voice that continues to say, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do this? You procrastinated. Why didn't you get that in the mail? Why didn't you call that person? You need to make sure you take care of that. And it's just nagging, and it won't go away because you won't take care of it. You won't confront it. And so it is super imperative, and I want to give you this like a clarion call by the end of the year, to make sure that you look ahead, look at 2023, figure out what that looks like for you, set aside some time each week to go through, to ask questions, to go on websites, to do research, to interview, to podcast, whatever it is. It's an administration day to take care of everything that you have to take care of so that you can be a better person. Because if we know better, we do better. And once we take care of our stuff, then we feel better. So that's the video that I want to give you this end of 2022. As I said, it has helped me tremendously, and I wanted to make sure that I give it to you all to share with you. Make sure that you give me some comments. Let me know if this helps you, or you know what you plan to do with it. If it resonates, if you say, hey, that makes sense, I need to do that, you know, a couple hours, maybe it's just a block, half an hour, you know, to start. And then you know, go up, and once you get into it and you get your groove, and you start saying an hour. We used to take time, and we used to go through our mail in just an hour, and then we, you know, go through our email, and then, you know, phone calls that we have to make, and we have our brain dump that we have every month, and our brain dump helps us keep in line with everything that we need to do for that month. So then you start using your brain dump, and then you start checking things off. And every week you're like, did I do this? Did I do this? Did I do this? Now you can go back and look at the entire month and say, this was an incredible month. Or I did nothing, and I need to move this over to the next month. And sometimes that happens. But we just wanted to stop by today, just give you this to think about, and hopefully this helps you. All right, I have to go. I believe I will be back for a couple more videos by the end of the year. But hopefully this helps you and blesses you. All right, take care and have an amazing day. I'm a little sniffly.